Well, just our tools. This is the bottom anvil for the C-connector, top punch for the C-connector, the wrench for the nut on the side of the feeder, and the assorted Allen wrenches to do all the other tools. All right, first step is probably take the feeder off. Remove these two nuts. There's the advanced mechanism. To release it, you pull the spring out of this slot. Pull the little lever down. That will keep the mechanism from moving, so it won't feed any more rivets. It won't fall off. Okay. And we put a piece of tape over the top. It won't fall off unless I touch it. Keep the lid from opening up and spilling all the rivets out. Alright, then take the feeder off. Set it down. Next step, remove the guard. Next step is remove the jaws.
There's a back here, and it was this one I had to hold it weird. Did that come off by itself?
You may have to put a wrench on the nut on the back side to loosen it or tighten it.
It was just a rivet that fell.
And put the screw back in and put the nut back on to keep the jaws together. Then we pull the anvil out. If it won't come out already, there are two screws on the side right there that will have to be loosened up with this wrench. Next step, we have to lower the punch to get to the wrench. So to lower the punch, open this up, pull the solenoid down, and then turn the wheel. Then you can lower it until you can get access to the Allen wrench right there.
And it dropped.
Notice it has a seat for the set screw to go against. It's also got a flat on one side. This flat goes up against the side. We'll cover that in another video later. Alright, and we put the new punch back up in. This one does not have the screw flat on it. It doesn't matter which way it goes for the C connector. Just hold it up in there all the way. Make sure that it's pushed up all the way. And tighten it up. Alright, then we'll cycle it back. Cycle it all the way through. The clutch will only go one direction. Then we put the bottom anvil in place. We will have to adjust it. So. Alright, to adjust the distance here, there's a measurement written right here on the side of the arm. It says 0.310 for the receptacle. So that's the C connector. So we need a distance of 0.310 between those. We'll use a set of calipers, and to adjust the calipers, you take it past 1, past 2 on this scale down here, 3, and then we line it up with the 10. And so that is 0.310. Tighten that so it won't move. Now we'll click in the solenoid again and bring it down, and we will bring it down until it touches. And depending on which rivet you had in there to start with, it may be too high. So we'll lower it. Oh, and to lower it, there's a set screw on the bottom that you turn. make sure that we're all the way down. And then put this in there. These are the pieces that are used in the C connector. That's the body, the insulator, and the center pin. There are two versions of the C connector. One of them has a little bump on the end. The other one has a straight long pin. So this is the standard C connector. Alright, to assemble, go ahead and put the pin into the insulator. Put the body on here. Put this down through the hole. Should be sitting, the center pin needs to go over that pin. And then, if everything is set correctly, you go. There you have it. And it needs to crimp that over slightly. And then we need to test. After crimping, we check it with the thread gauge, and the thread gauge needs to screw on by hand. But the crimp needs to be secure. If this crimp isn't bent over some, you need to tighten it up a little bit more. So I think I'm too loose, we're gonna tighten it up. If it's too loose, tighten it just a little, maybe a quarter of a turn. You can put the first one back in there, crimp it again. You notice that the edges are rounded over a little bit better and everything's looking a little bit better. Check it with the thread gauge again. And I went too deep. The thread gauge won't go on. So I went too tight. We were okay the first time.